Ahoy toy, welcome to Transfixed. Tonight we're taking a quick look at the GoBetter upgrade kit for the Studio Series Thundercracker, which is a magnificent figure by the way. So I ordered this from eBay from a seller called Playerland. They used to be called Sweet Mall-1, but now they've renamed it Playerland for some reason. I don't have any relationship with them, that's just where I buy them, and I've never had any problems. Plenty of other sellers selling them, and it's also sold on AliExpress. So these are all the parts. I've installed them on his left side, your right side, and not on this side. So you can see right away this one on the leg does a lot of improvement. And then for the weapons, I've already installed this on both sides before I decided to make this video. So it's very easy. You just install the piece in here either way. This one here that goes in the front here, there is a more rounded side that goes on the outside. I want to put the flatter side on the inside, of course, rounder side on the outside. Might be hard to tell, so take a good look at that. Very easy just to squish in there. And I'm really surprised that they molded it this way. It's very cheap. A lot of cut corners from Hasbro here. This is clear plastic. I don't know why. The only other clear plastic on the toy is the light piping in the head that goes to the eyes. It's just unfortunate that they didn't have this, because this is the part that's facing up when it's under the wing in jet mode, and it's very unsightly to see these. And it's just, I mean, the amount of plastic they're saving. I mean, there's more plastic on the sprue that they disregard after they cut it out. And by the way, the color matching is very well done. The gray and blue is painted on these. They are, I don't know if they're 3D printed. I think they're more of a resin cast thing because they're very smooth. Paint is very nice. It can scratch off, so be careful. And there are some metal pins in this piece and this piece here. So I'll just show you how to put the rest of them on. The leg piece here is pretty straightforward. These are obviously going in this way, the curved part inside toward the joint. This plugs in there, push it in. That one went in nice and easy. Oh, did I scratch it with my thumbnail? I may have. This one was a bit more stiff, and I used a clamp to put that in. So I had a plastic clamp like this with these rubber pads to protect it, and I just squished it in with that. Didn't need to do it on this one. If you need to do that, you could do the same thing, or if you have a pair of pliers, put something soft around it so you don't mark up the toy and scratch your plastic and scratch your paint. On the back, we'll have to take these pieces off here. This is the piece that goes into the wing, so the big block, actually this is the one I've done already, so the big block goes at the bottom. It'll be like this. There is a left and a right, but it's very easy to identify the shape. Just match up the shape. If you pass kindergarten, you can probably accomplish this. And then for the arms, that's what the square piece is. There is a bit of an angle at the front of the arm, so make sure you get the right piece. So this one here, you can see there is a bit of an angle on this side here, where it's more straight on here. So that is the one that goes this way. No, that doesn't look right. Let me rotate that around. Okay, that's the right orientation. Just didn't look right. That one slides in nice and easy. I managed to not scratch it up. And then the important one, well, there's two more, but the important one here, you've got to untransform this. You can see on this side, this is the big one. This is the big improvement, because on this side you can see there's a lot of gaps. So it's going to fill in this gap. It's going to fill in down here too, the abdomen. So you can see for the transformation there, it's on a sliding pin. So it's filled this in nicely, filled this in nicely, and the attachment point. So you got to unpeg these, lift this up, and I would lift the whole this piece out of the way as well, just to give yourself some room to work. And this is, you can see this one's installed, so it's going to peg in on the inside. These two gaps here is where this is going to go. And where's my piece? So this is, just make sure you get the right side. So here, this is the piece that plugs in, right here. These two bits here, there's a cut there to go around that piece. So again, yeah, that goes on the inside. I'm trying to make sure you can get a view of this here. This is where it will clip in, just like this. And you can also see that it's molded. This is a good way to tell the left from the right side. You can see that it's molded here at the bottom to fit around this piece of plastic. Hopefully this is coming through clearly. There we go. So we'll just slide this on here. Alright, so you can see here that's lined up, and just give that a push. Make sure it's tabbed in securely all the way. There we go. That's all the way in. And then, yeah, this is going to fold in for the transformation. This top piece also has a rotating part. Let me make sure I got this right. I believe for transformation it goes this way. Yeah, so this will, this has to slide out for the jet mode so that this can rotate in, and then this part will stick out like that. And then it actually is a nice way to fill in this cavity when it's in jet mode, because there is a big gaping cavity there. But let's just get this done for now. So we'll turn this over, this has to slide back while we get this. There's 3 pieces here. It's not difficult. Oh, here we go. That's the way. Not difficult, but I'm still getting used to it. I've only just put this on. So this slides back or forward. There we go. So that's that oriented there. So you can see how it fills in this gap on the top, the bottom, and then you still use the same clipping point here. So when we bring this down, the hard part I have with this toy is this slot here goes on here, but it's also, it doesn't stay secure unless you get these tabs here. So I'm just kind of going off on tangents, but these tabs here have to lock into here, and I find it's very squishy. I mean, it's very difficult for me to get that to happen. I'm constantly having this thing come untabbed. But let's see if I can do a better job today. Bring this down. So yeah, it's going to be a bit. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. I got that clipped on. Get this part pushed down. There we go. And then to get that to lock in, that tricky part, I just have to just push this basically just until it sticks in. But yeah, there we are. There's the torso. I think that looks a lot better. It's not really noticeable until you see the upgrade kit, and then you're like, oh, yeah, right. This will look a lot better. And then these ones here, this has a pinned hinging part here that needs to go on the outside of the leg. And the only reason for that is because during transformation, you've got these tabs here. Well, these are going to hit against here. So when you add the extra thickness, it's going to be this one here. You can see it plugs in. So when this is on, I don't even really want these, but I want to show you how it's done. So you just plug them in like this just to fill it in the back, and then yeah, when you go to transform it, you've got extra bulk here that's going to hit that tab. So this just rotates up and it just goes into this cavity here. So when you transform it, you won't run into any problems. It just goes in there like that. The leg is going to shift up, but that's just want to show you how that works. They'll transform it to show you how it looks in jet mode. And then the other thing that just absolutely baffles me, I just assumed that these would be blast effect compatible on. I don't really love these blast effects, but Hasbro seems to love them for their Evo Fusion. For the Evo Fusion, and why did they not make this hole so you can plug something in? So they do provide you these, which are just hollowed out thrusters, and then you just have to get a little flat screwdriver and just slide that right off, and then slide on the new one. And now you can put in some. I should have one handy. Let me see if this will fit. Pour this from Scorponok. I mean, just why? Why did they not do that? So then you can have. This might be too big. There you go. Yeah, and then you can have it. You know, have them flying in either mode. It's just. I just don't understand Hasbro. I just don't. Anyway, yeah, it looks a lot better if you ask me. It's not cheap. This kit was a little more than I wanted to pay for it, mostly for the shipping, but I decided it's worthwhile. So let me show you the jet mode. Here you can see what I was talking about with that flap. Here's you see the gap filling piece kind of sitting on top. So if we didn't have that flap flipped up, we would have a clearance issue here. And then I'll show you this part of the transformation. So we're going to swing this in and get that part up. So swing this. Oops, I've got this in the way. Oh no. Got that hip panel away. So this will go forward. When that gets in the way, we've got to slide this blue part out. And then it can go in. Slide the blue part towards you. And then, yeah, these shoulder bits just go up like that. Hip pieces go up first. And then the arms will fit inside. There we go. You can see there's some clearance here. That's why that part is carved out. So now that these are in place, we can bring this down. Peg that into the arms. Just like we normally do. And then finish this piece up here, which I don't like, and then get the wings done. So there we are in jet mode. The only thing from the top is you can see that these weapons look a lot nicer with those silly gaps filled in, and the cavity here is nicely filled in with some stuff, which actually makes a a pretty nice difference. So it's mostly for the robot mode, but it makes a nice difference in both modes, if you ask me. And yeah, I haven't changed the other thruster yet. You can see this just has a bit of a matte finish because it's painted, whereas this one's more glossy. I think it matches well enough anyway, though. You can't really tell. And again, you could put the blast effect in there for flight mode. So that's the GoBetter upgrade kit for Studio Series Thundercracker. Thank you for watching.